Hi, my name is Phil Anderson, and I'm running for United States Senate to represent Wisconsin. Today in the mail I got my Gary Johnson for President hat. I'm very proud to be wearing it. I back him 100%, although he's not a perfect libertarian, and I don't agree with him on all the issues. At least one very important issue I don't agree with him on. I still back him. And let me tell you why. I was on a radio show today called The Devil's Advocates, 92.1 FM in the Madison market, also on iHeartMedia. Excellent show hosted by Mike Crute and Dominic Salvia. Sorry, Dominic, I forgot your last name for a minute. Anyway, great show. But they asked me the question today, what should people know about libertarians as opposed to Democrats and Republicans? And what I said is this, and I'm explaining it a little farther in a little more detail here for you than I did have a chance for them. Democrats and Republicans, people can agree and do agree with them on some things, on various things. If you are somebody who only acknowledges the two major parties, the two big parties, then basically you're choosing between, if you choose to vote, you're choosing between two candidates, one of which agrees with you more than the other. So in the case of the presidential campaign, you might agree with Hillary Clinton on some positions more than you agree with Donald Trump, or vice versa. Actually, right now, we're not looking too hard at issues. We're looking more at personalities, corruption, lies, deception, incompetence. But let's look at the Senate race in Wisconsin, where we're not looking at as much, not quite as much, incompetence, deception, corruption, etc. There's two candidates other than myself, Ron Johnson and Russ Feingold. Now, Ron Johnson has certain positions that he advocates for. Russ Feingold has certain positions that he advocates for. But in either case, whether you agree with one more than the other, there is still the solution to the problems for them is to have the federal government do more. So if you believe that people should be able to defend themselves more, there should be better schools, people should eat better, there should be more respect for privacy, whatever it is, the answer for Republicans and Democrats, and specifically for Ron Johnson and Russ Feingold, is let's find a way for the federal government to do that for you. Libertarians are different. I'm different than that. I think that solutions for almost all problems don't come from Washington. They come from states, cities, neighborhoods, families, individuals. I want to return the power, authority, and money to you and to me, to our neighborhoods, to our families, and not try to find solutions from Washington, because what happens is once the federal government, regardless of which party is dominating it, has the power to do things, then they will do them, and they will seek compensation for it in terms of favors from special interests and corporations, and they also seek to remain in power because it's very lucrative and it feels good for people to be in power. So that's what their goal is. No matter whether you agree with Johnson or Feingold, their solution is the federal government should be the ones to solve the problems, and that extends the idea that they should remain in power, their party should remain in power. Libertarians are different. We want to bring solutions back here. So we stand in opposition to both parties, fundamentally, philosophically. And I believe that is a position, that is a philosophy that resonates the most, that resonates the best with not only the citizens of Wisconsin, but not only the people, the citizens in the United States, but everywhere across the world. Because my core belief is that most people, 99.9% of the people in the world, want to live their lives in peace, prosperity, and privacy. Not necessarily getting rich, but having enough money to live the life that they choose, to be able to take care of themselves and their family, have a little left over for vacation, retirement, charity, whatever it might be, to mind their own business and be responsible for it, also not be interfered with by their neighbors, their community, their police force, or their government. And because I believe that, I'm a libertarian, and because I believe that, I stand in opposition, fundamentally, to both Democrats and Republicans. So to get back to what we were originally talking about, I agree with Gary Johnson on most issues, not on some important issues, but I'll back him 100% because his fundamental idea, as is mine, is to go be a part of the federal government as elected officials and to strip back authority and power, bring it back to states, cities, communities, neighborhoods, people like you and me. And that will enable all of us, regardless of what we believe, regardless of what we agree with or disagree with, allow all of us in freedom and cooperation and peace to live our lives the way we want to live our lives the way we were created to, the way we were made to, the way that we flourish the best, and that's in peace, prosperity, and privacy. I'm different. Libertarians are different. Not just a third party, different fundamentally, philosophically, than any loyal Republican or loyal Democrat. And don't forget that as you follow along with the campaigns and when you go to the polls on November 8th. Remember that we stand for you, not parties, not special interest groups, not lobbies, not unions, not industries, nothing like that. Everything that Libertarians stand for, in some degree or another, is for the authority of the individual, where rights are, where they begin, and so that we can live our lives happily and more prosperously. Thanks, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.